Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. This is Brian with Fuller Homestead. I don't normally say happy Tuesday because usually we do these videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But this last weekend was a little weird. We had guests in from Thursday through Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon and Sunday, I just wasn't feeling good at all. And so no work got done then. And now here we are, and I've got a lot of stuff that we want to get done. And so we're going to video a lot of that. But here's the thing. A lot of these projects are really just kind of let's finish it up projects. There's stuff that we almost got done but didn't quite finish. So we're trying to get a lot of those just kind of knocked out before we start anything new. However, the first thing that we've got to get done this morning is I've got to move the chicken tractor. Should have been moved yesterday, but just because I didn't feel well, it didn't get done. So we gave them some extra treats yesterday, some extra kitchen scraps. They loved that, but I can already tell this morning they're clamoring for some fresh grass. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to have to pull the power washer out, and I'll tell you about that here in a second. Heading down to the chicken tractor this morning. These little girls are ready for a move. So here's kind of the size they are now. They're looking really good. We're gonna take this lid off here, but I thought it might be interesting for you to see kind of where they've been. So we started them off, you can barely tell, we started them off right here. This was the first section, and it has already grown back over. I've mowed over it once or twice. This was the second move they made, the third move, the fourth move, fifth move, sixth move, seventh move. There's an eighth move you can barely see. A ninth move behind that, that's 10. So this will be the 11th move that we've made on them since they've been in here. So I'll show you what that looks like. My rope here did break, so I'm gonna have to reattach it, but it's okay. I can lift from this end and drag it a little bit. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do by myself because I don't have, wheels on the back end or anything, but I'll tell you what I did when we were in Texas. I actually found an old snowboard at a junk shop, and I cut it in half and put an end on each end to help slide. And so I'm going to be looking for that or an old ski or something similar because that seemed to work really well. Well, very stinky way to start the morning. I got in a hurry moving the chicken tractor, and as I was pulling, I didn't really look to see how close the birds were in the back, and I accidentally ran over one. So lost one this morning. Some have asked about how many we have left out of the original 60. We've lost some just to illness or whatever. We're not really sure, just, poor health to begin with. And I think we're in the high 40s. Is where I think we're at now. They, for some reason, will not line up in a row and let us count, but that's where we're at. They're doing pretty well. We have one breed, I don't know which one it is, because these were all just kind of a mixed bag, that have the tiniest little chicks. I mean, these guys just don't seem to grow. There's one right there, and she's actually one of the bigger ones. Anyway, they're doing good. They enjoy their fresh grass. I'm going to put their fresh feed back in here and some fresh water. Then we'll get back to the other stuff, and then I'll dispose of this other chicken that I ran over. So as I mentioned, we're going to be doing projects today and over the next several days that are going to be kind of, let's just complete this since we haven't done it yet. So let me catch you up on the porch. We had a subscriber ask about what the latest on it is. So let me share you the good, bad, and the ugly on this. So if you'll recall, if you saw those videos, we went around on the deck and we stained almost all of it. Here, I'll walk you up there and we'll show you. We were able to put stain all the way around here, but we left the middle section open. And so we didn't do anything with that because we were going to work on those steps. I did some work on the steps. I'll show that video clip here as I went through and decided that what I'd do is I would flip all of these boards over. I tried using that stainable wood filler, and it just did not work. And so I flipped every board over, and then I went ahead and decided we're going to stain the tops here, and then we're going to paint, which we did, paint the rest of this white. So I painted the sides white, and we're going to stain the tops dark brown, and I think that'll look nice. One of the things we did do is we went through with a paint sprayer and we gave everything a second coat, and we tried to be uber careful. We went through and we had tarps lined up, and my wife went behind me, and even with all of that, it was a windy day. And so we have a ton of overspray. We have overspray on the top. We have overspray where the wind just carried it and made nice little white patterns all through. Can you see that? Isn't that horrible? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get the power washer out, and I'm gonna go over the whole porch one more time, see if any of that paint will move, come up, and then we're just gonna test what it is to stain over that. We also have some fixtures that we're gonna replace up here, but embarrassing update, but it is what it is. I got the pressure washer out and decided to go ahead and see what we could do. I knew I needed to spray a lot of the pollen and stuff that was on here anyway before we gave it a second coat. But what I was really hoping is that some of this paint might loosen up. I didn't know how it would adhere to this oil-based stain, but it did not. So my only other hope here is that the darkness of the stain on the white paint will cover up some of that when we go back over it. But right now I've got to let that dry. So that means we're on to the next thing on the porch, which is going to be replacing light fixtures and fans. I'm not sure that these are the original ones, but they look as if they could be. I believe those are the original ceiling fans, and whether they were indoor, outdoor fans or not, they definitely have a little droopage on the blades, and so we're gonna take that out. Now, I am hoping to take these fans, put them in the shop, and get a little more circulation in there. But we're gonna start off with these fixtures, and here are the ones we're replacing it with. So let's get started. Here's the two new light fixtures. We'll turn those on here in a second once we get the fire extinguisher out. I'm just playing, I don't have a fire extinguisher. All right, so now let's move on to the fans. Well, I got that fan down, and I opened the box up and realized the fans that I had bought do not allow you to flush mount them. And this ceiling is only, I'm gonna guess, 7.5 feet high. So with an extender down there, I think as you walked around the corner, those blades would hit you right about there. Not ideal, okay, granted, for company, but I guess once you get used to it. So anyway, I took them back into town, took them to Lowe's. They were within the 90-day return, and got two new fans. They're not exactly the same as we had before, but I think they'll suffice. So I've already opened one of the boxes, and we're gonna see if we can install them. It's really cloudy right now. There is about a 40% chance of rain, 40%, in the area. So we'll see if we get any. I don't hear any thunder or anything, but it does make it really dark up under here. So, you know, maybe if I touch one of those wires wrong, the spark will light things up. We'll just see how it goes. Well, the darkness hit in before I was able to finish this, so until I was able to turn the power on and get some lights in here, it wasn't really worth it. So here's what our new fixtures on the front look like. And here are our two new fans. The color of the bulbs is obviously different, so I don't know if I'm gonna go change that. Obviously not all of them have to be on at the same time. All right, here is a look from the porch. Obviously with the mess still on it, but lights it up pretty good. I like that. And so far I don't smell any smoke, see any sparks. Of course, they're gonna be behind the wall right now, so that's encouraging. All right, let's get to the shot where there's a little more light and we'll close this one up. And that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Thanks so much for stopping in here at the Fuller Homestead. Now, when I go back and edit these videos and I try to take like a day's worth of work and cram it into about 10 to 15 minutes, it's kind of the sweet spot that I'm going for, I realize that it looks like that it takes way too long to do these small jobs. So like for instance, on the light fixtures, what I had to leave out was the fact that the bolts didn't match. So I had to go find new bolts to go ahead and get the length right, and then they were actually too long. So I had to actually go and trim those and then file off the edges. And anyway, it wasn't a whole ordeal. And then once I realized the fans were off, then I had to box them back up, take them back to Lowe's, change it out, get all that done, find the receipt, by the way. And then I had a moment there, like 30 minutes of just deciding in Lowe's, do I really want fans or do I want just lights? And so for a while there, all I had was lights in my cart. And then at the last second, I remembered, oh wait, summer. So I decided to do the fans and finally found those, got back, you got lunch breaks, all that kind of jazz. So all I'm saying is, yeah, we ran out of daylight, but there was a lot there I had to cut just to kind of keep it in that 10 to 15 minute mark. As of this recording, we are at 97 subscribers, which is oh so close to 100. And not that that's a big deal for some people, but it's just kind of a unique milestone considering we just started doing this back in July. So thanks to all who have subscribed up to this point. If you haven't done so and you would like to, we'd love to have you on board, okay? And then you can also give us a thumbs up if you think that's warranted. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, but I did wanna tell you, coming up next week, I know that we've got rabbits coming in. The week after that, we have meat chickens coming in. So it should be a really cool next couple of weeks as we get more livestock here on the homestead, and we're excited to share that with you. Thanks so much for stopping in. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.